Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for Game 9. I haven't checked, but I think Game 8 may have been mislabeled as Game 9 on the little thing. But Game 9 and 10 were played on Friday, the 4th of July. Happy Independence Day belatedly to my American audience. And they were some cracking games. I was fully ready. I hadn't had busy days, and I think you can tell that a lot in my calculation, in my play. It was smooth as butter. Call me the new Jose Raul Capablanca. It was smooth as butter. So we start off with the white pieces again against Mr. Ridewaan Hanslo, an older gentleman, not older, just older than me, and we got, to my chagrin, we got the same line from the Caro-Kann with C5. We got the same line. The one that I have spoken about before that I hate so much. People are going to stop playing against this against me online, and I'm going to hate it so much. I'm going to have to play d4 for the rest of my life. D takes c5, knight to f6, bishop to b5, the same thing as we had, but now he plays a6. I just played bishop to a4, which is not the best move. Apparently I should just take the knight. I didn't want to take the knight. And he played f6, and I thought, what? That's not a move. You can't play f6. I wanted to play queen h5 just straight up, just to give him a check, but it doesn't do anything. So I thought, well, I've got knight to f3, which I can take in the center. I was thinking of a lot of moves. I can still play like bishop to e3. I didn't want to take right away because he might take, or it activates him a little bit, and then he's got two center pawns. I thought about f4, but I eventually settled on knight to f3. He played bishop to g4, and then I took. Remember what I said about Jose Raul Capablanca? But we're just gonna scratch that. Knight takes f6, and now short castles. From me, I think eventually. I don't know if it lags on your side, but when I'm doing the recap, sometimes I've got to wave my mouse because the squares get disrupted. E6, which I didn't understand. I thought the whole point of the reason you played like this was to play e4. E5 rather, not e4. I play e4. Bishop to e3 because I just wanted to provoke him to come forward a little bit. Bishop to e7 and here, and queen a5, which for the life of me I could not understand because it looks so natural to me to play short castles because you've got this rook staring at the queen, and then I'd have to move and target something maybe, or come back and you're gonna come forward, and I thought I'm better because I think these are more weaknesses than strengths. But come on, I've got this rook staring at me, my knight's not developed, he's got all these pieces out, this looks great. It's still fine for white. But he played queen a5, which I couldn't understand because I can just take, and I played a3. And I thought I was so clever because I thought, oh, bishop takes, I get a fork. Oh, and then I realized over the board I can't play this. I can't play b5 because he just takes the pawn. Because I can't take back because my rook hangs. So what I should have played instead of a3 is c3. And now I can go like this because I'm not taking back with the a pawn. Now I do have the fork, and I would be just completely winning. Because I'd also be able to take with the bishop and anchor it in by the pawn, which would be really cool. Anyway, I played a3, and he took, so I was like, damn, c4, because I want to crack everything open. Because if he takes, he runs into huge problems. Because my queen gets in, I hit the rook, I hit the king would come up, he'd connect his rooks, but he'd move, and he wouldn't be able to castle. I'm going to get my knight in. So he takes, and now he's got a problem, because I'm just staring at the pawn. And yeah, he plays, according to the engine, sometimes king to f7, the best move. But now he can't castle. But the engine is such a scumbag, it still thinks this is level. I'm like, how's this level? Takes. Knight takes, okay. What about queen f3? Now you can't come back with the knight because you will lose c6. So what are you going to do? King to e7. Okay, but what about knight coming out now? Now I'm going to challenge your knight in the center of the board. I'm going to get my rooks connected and everything. He plays rook f8, which makes sense. But now I've got queen to g3. It wants me straight away to go like queen h5 to target this pawn. I just want queen g3. He defends the pawn, but now I bring my knight in, And although he brings the queen in, now I have queen h4 check. And he brings the knight back. Look who's coming in, knight to g5. Look at the advantage, smooth like butter. Knight to g5. The rook drops back. I can take the pawn. I didn't want to do that. Rook e8. Rook e1. Best move. I can never tell if I'm playing white or black. I keep saying the wrong squares, but flipped. Rook e1. Rook fe8 takes. Here. And here I have like a knockout punch with rook takes f6. Rook takes f6 is apparently a knockout blow. Yeah, I didn't see that. So after king to f8, I just thought I was fancy, and I played rook ae1. The whole idea was, oh, I'm fancy, because if he takes the rook, I take with the knight, and it's a fork. I thought I was so clever. Anyway, he didn't fall for it. He played queen to d7, which is a good move, and I was like, oh. Because looking at it, I'm only up a pawn. I did think I'm better here because these are split. But I was like, if I trade, I'm going to have to bring this knight back because it's a bit precarious here. I don't want to trade queens and go into the knight endgame because that's probably a draw. So do I want to take the rooks? I did eventually decide on queen to b4, which was the best move because it forces the king away. And now it's big. Do we trade the rooks? Do we not trade the rooks? I find rook e7 such a beautiful move. Queen to d5 though, and now it's like, uh-oh. Because it's hitting my knight. And I really didn't see knight to e6, not gonna lie. Didn't see that. I didn't want to go back to f3, because I thought that was a waste of time. So I was really unsure what to do. So I took the rook. And he took with the knight. I was like, whoa, hang on. What about knight in? What if I bring my knight in, knight to e6? And he just played h6. That's not good enough. Queen f8. Now here, and now I go here. Why? Because there are some discoveries, yes, but then I'm also out the line of the rook, and my queen covers that square, and then I can give a check. So, queen to d2. Now, there's a way to win a piece by force, and that's to go here. It's to go here straight away. King has to come back, and then we can take. Take, and this. And this is, according to the engine, a draw. It's a draw. Why? Because of queen c1. And if king here, and there's no escape. If here, it's a perpetual. So, got to be careful. Queen e2, I just played rook to e3. Rook left, because I thought, I'm just going to bring the rook. Rook to g3. Come on. But here, queen c1 here, and now they take on b2. And now there is no perpetual. So now I can play knight to f8 check, king forced to h8, and now I can take. Take. And the key thing is the queen is covering that square. So now there is no check on this diagonal. He does have a couple of pawns he can pick up. He picks up f2, but I just give check, king here, and I take. Because I protect the knight, and then after queen here, I play queen d6. This game was so beautiful once I went up the piece, because I was just like, I just have a few threads to monitor. The pieces are so here. Playing this endgame was a dream. Why am I playing queen d6? Because I'm just covering the dark squares, protecting my knight, and then I can play h4, and even though you can have queen f2, I can play h5. And after queen f5, I've got queen e5. Oh, beautiful. And here he played queen to d3, which is not good enough because I have queen b7. Or queen b8. Not the best move, but good enough. Why? Because I'm just threatening checkmate. That's checkmate. So there's only a few moves to delay it. Queen takes g6 is the best way. I give a check. I pick up a pawn. He goes here, check. And I would have promoted to a rook, but he didn't allow me. h4 and the a4. And the game is over. I have 2 wins. I'm up to 3 points. It is out of 9 games, but I'm up to 3 points. And if I finish strong, I will just be on -1, and I will take 5 points. If we win the last 2 games, I'll take 5 points, being on -1, gaining a bunch of rating. I'll take that. So tune in tomorrow for Game 10. I know the games are played on the same day, but we're separating the days because I'm recording this in advance, and I'm really ill. and I don't know how I'll be feeling in the time to come. So while I have strength, we're doing a bulk recording. Game 9 was in the books. It was a superb game. Game 10 is even better. So tune in for that tomorrow. Yeah, cheers.